See, the problem is that while NEET is a very serious issue for Republic, for the Congress party, it's all fun and games signifying nothing. That's their approach. They've not come up with a single suggestion on what they would have done differently. And so we have to come to some kind of finality on this. I mean, we can keep doing politics over it, it'll yield nothing. NEET is right now a week one parliament issue for the Congress party. With me on the program tonight, let's get perspective from a bunch of doctors, political analysts and politicians with Dr. Dheeraj Kaul, transplant nephrologist and clinical researcher, and he is also part of the exam prep for doctors in the US. Very interesting. Dr. Dheeraj Kaul from Washington. Pulla Rao leans towards the DMK. We know Dr. Santosh Mehrotra. He usually leans towards the Congress. And we have Himanshu Rai, Director IM Indore, and Anil Antony of the BJP, newly appointed national spokesperson of the BJP. Congrats. First time you're coming after that. Okay, Dr. Dheeraj Kaul. We have a few things. You must have been tracking this. I'm told you're part of the exam prep for doctors in the US. And I know there are enough problems here. You've seen what the government's done last few days, you know. Postponed other exams like NEET PG. They've got an anti-paper leak legislation. They've cancelled the grace mark systems. They're rationalizing the syllabus. They've had the CBI step in. There are modifications for the re-exam. Then 1,500 students who got the grace marks, out of them about 60% took the exams, 40% didn't come. So they've done possibly everything they could. Yes, the argument being they've only acted under political pressure, but can they do anything more differently in a short period?
Thank you, Arnab, for having me on the show. First of all, I must admit I'm a big fan of yours. You do an amazing work in investigative journalism. I've been watching you for years, and so many colleagues of mine. So thank you for the great work you do.
Thank you.
Having said that, I think you explained it well. I'm part of the education system here. I have trained hundreds and hundreds of fellows. Fellows, for your prospect, are people who have finished MD medicine. They come for subspecialty. I'm a transplant nephrologist, or people who are coming for residency who have finished MD in India. And also we train students, medical students in US. So coming to your question number one, definitely this is a big setback for 24 lakh students, which itself is a question. There are two issues to this problem. One is a technical issue, which is what you're pointing out, and then there is a larger systemic issue. So I was coming to the systemic issue, but let me come back to the technical issue. I think the few steps government is taking is definitely a very good step towards a positive direction. Investigation is started by one of the epic body in India. Supreme Court is listening to this, but at the same time, I think a few more measures could have been taken a little earlier, like you rightly pointed out, which would have given some console to the students, because you understand, unlike in US, students in India, for some random reason, are preparing for these exams for 4, 3, 2, 5 years. Unlike in US, students over here, this is a different kind of exam, MCAT. They study for 1 year, 2 years. Just to give you a holistic prospect, around 85,000 students take MCAT exam every year in US, and the spots are 30,000. So 30% success rate. In India, it's 24 lakh students sitting. So I'm pointing to the systemic problem, and the spots are around 40-some thousand to 50,000 in general category, and reserved is 20. So you're looking into, if you're a general category person, less than 1%. So is it to be said that all that 99% people are not deserving? I disagree with that, because I can share so many studies with you that one exam should not determine somebody's future, and there is no correlation.
Okay. But has the government done enough so far from what you're hearing?
I would say these are excellent steps in the right direction. They have done it. They are taking action. And I really think each day there should be a release to the public, to the students, so that they can come down that what actions government is taking acutely to deal with the technical issue. For systemic issue, I think there has to be a broader committee.
Sure.
We have to touch core issues. Why 24 lakh students are sitting in exam? What are the alternatives? Arnab, I can tell you, there are so many subspecialties in healthcare which can make more money, better quality of life instead of being physician. 10 to 12 in US. We can talk about it later.
No, we'll talk about that. Right now, I'm just trying to get a sense, Dheeraj, has the government done enough? You know, the problem is all of last week, I've been slamming the government. So they say that, oh, you're anti-BJP, anti-Modi. And this week I'm saying, I think they've woken up a bit late. They've done a bit. So now, you know, they'll come and say, oh, you're a Modi Bhakt. There's no balance in the commentary anymore.